Greetings, it's Adam with Irata Non Grata, also Arcade Heroes, coming to you from my arcade in West Valley City, Utah. And going to finally give some love to Reboot games here, as I caught this trailer for a new Jaguar minigame that they have called Zombie Harvest. So let's take a look here. I did watch this earlier, so I won't pretend that this is a live reaction video. But lots of 2D sprites on the screen. I've been around the Jag community long enough to remember the days where there was always this animosity between game developers and stuff, and remember lots of stuff about Reboot here and there. Always thought it was a bit silly, some of the development stuff going on, but I can understand it from the perspective that way back in like 97, 98, when there were some of the Jaguar releases coming out from Songbird and Telegames, you had some others popping up promising to do all these games like DEFCON 1 and Automaniacs that were hoaxes, and so I think that just created some bad blood, so to speak. But this particular game, it's obviously not finished yet. There's no collision between you and the zombie, but the basic gameplay is set up like the old Dodge 'em on the Atari 2600, although it's more accurate to say that Dodge 'em was based upon several arcade games that existed that came out around 1977. Gremlin, who would later be purchased by Sega and then just be absorbed entirely by Sega, had one, but so did a few other companies that nobody remembers anymore, and so just the arcade versions had higher resolution graphics, but the concept was the same, where in those games you had two cars and there was always one trying to crash into you and you were trying to stay away from it. And so this has that sort of gameplay, but you now have nighttime that pops up, and of course a zombie. I mean, granted, I get that this is a mini game, and I did try to find out more information about this. I followed the link that they have in the video here to Atari Age, and I didn't see any discussion about it, so I don't know if they have plans on adding more than just the zombie. I mean, this concept always had its limitations, as, you know, again, being based upon an idea from the 70s in very early CPU style games. There wasn't a whole lot that they could add, but I think you can add more to it than just the nicer look. Maybe a limited use weapon to be able to damage or kill the zombie until another one spawns, or a jumping feature kind of like in Pac-Mania. And it would be cool at night if they had something like the cry level effects, or cry effects, where you could have like a halo of light around you, or like a torch, you were holding a torch or something. And so just, you know, maybe little things, but again, I don't know, maybe they have plans on adding more stuff to the gameplay. But since I'm talking about Reboot, I might as well go to Jumping at Shadows, which, they have an April 2023 update, which I think I might have missed. I did try playing a demo of this that was made for the Jaguar game drive, but it wasn't working on mine, but I didn't spend a lot of time on trying to figure out how to get it to work. But this one does have more special effects to it, and particularly lighting effects that I think would look nice on the Zombie Harvest game, at least when it's nighttime. Let's see if we... Okay. Yeah, like this, where you have those light halos around there. But of course, the Jaguar should have had more 2D games, as I talked about in my recent Trevor McFur video, where parallax is also something that the Jaguar can do, and this is another game that shows how it can do it. Again, I don't remember the exact number of parallax layers that it can have, but definitely interested in this one. I mean, some of the Reboot games, I have to admit, I haven't been too interested in. I have played Downfall, and I remember a lot of people praising that to the hilt, and it just I don't mind that basic concept. It's just it gets boring after a little while, and it's like there should be like a level ending or something else to change things up from where it was, or it took too long to change up, and so it wasn't my favorite homebrew game, like I heard some people out there kind of getting to. I mean, it was still fine. You know, it's not like the worst homebrew game or anything like that. Just I never found it to be quite as compelling or fun as some of the other homebrew games that are out there. But this one does look like a lot of fun, and so I look forward to seeing the finished product and where that's going to go. It's maybe the only Jaguar game that'll have double jumping in it. I can't recall any of the other release titles having a double jump. Of course, back in the 90s, double jump stuff was rare, if not completely unheard of. Yeah, so far this one still looking good. Seems to have more enemies, at least than the last time that I watched an update on it and such. I don't remember what the story is behind this one, though. Nice little animation effects. I'll have to watch some videos sometime of the Phobos. Okay, I was thinking that might be some sort of character you can jump on top of. But, yeah, I'll have to watch some of these other Jaguar homebrew videos to comment on them, my thoughts. And so, always nice to see some extra life being given to the old Jaguar, the Jag as we always call it in the Jaguar community. And so, yeah, what do you think about these games? What's your favorite Reboot game out of all of them? I know there's a few ST ports, and I've unfortunately not played any of them to be able to comment on how they play compared to the ST. I do have an Atari ST. I've been thinking about doing a video about it sometime. I don't really have a lot of software. I'm sure there's an SD card solution or something that's out there these days, because I'm not sure if the floppy drive on mine works anymore. I haven't used my ST in years, so I probably should sell it off. But anyways, that's those are a couple of the latest games coming from Reboot Games for the Atari Jaguar. And let me know what you think about them, and we'll see you around.